My name is Sam Otten, and with me is Jason Book, and in this video we're going to continue our coverage of the new Batman series released by DC Comics. This is Batman number 4, written by Tom King, with art by David Finch, and this is part 4 of the I Am Gotham storyline, where we have these brother and sister, Gotham and Gotham Girl, and in this issue, things get a bit darker, and the stakes are raised a little bit, because Gotham has is losing it a bit. So he has an accident. A lot of soldiers are killed. Gotham's kind of blaming himself, not dealing with it well, starting to go off the deep end. And Psycho Pirate seems to be kind of pulling the strings a little bit. And Batman is pretty concerned about this because Gotham is a superpowered, person in the city there. So things are raised up. What did you make of the issue overall, Jason?
I wasn't too bad. I thought it did suffer a little bit for me. It seemed like a bit of a time jump, even though it seemed to happen close to after the explosion from the last issue. But it just felt like it jumped forward a little bit, but I still like the art and kind of that impending sense of something going to happen between Batman and Gotham. And we could have had a little more with the Gotham Girl in this one. I like that they're still kind of playing up this Monster Man thing. So it's kind of like one of those middle parts, or I guess penultimate parts before the final chapter. So we'll see what happens. I do like where it is, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Batman own this guy because, yeah, as I said before we start recording, Batman has plans to take down Superman if need be. So I'm pretty sure he'll have a way to take out this guy.
Yeah, and I think Batman's just trying to figure out, like, does he need to do that right now?
Yeah.
And he was going to, on the bridge, which there was that connection on the bridge to the last issue, but I agree that that bridge scene wasn't really central to the other stuff that was going on. What was more central was those soldiers that had gotten blown up in a totally different place. And also it's weird because I don't know where Gotham Girl is, so that's kind of something that doesn't quite connect to last issue.
Yeah, and I like what they did with the fact that they're playing at whether he's manipulated or not. You don't just become a superhero overnight. And this is how mistakes like this happen. And Batman trained for years and years to be able to do this kind of thing. And you can't just kind of jump into, you can't buy your powers or however that story happened that they got them, etc., and expect to have good results. So I hope they really kind of play that up. I can just kind of picture Batman having one of those speeches after he, takes him out kind of thing. And it'll work quite well with the character, I think.
And I think it does explore that question that Tom King kind of set out right in the first issues that we talked about, where Tom King is asking, what does Batman do when something goes beyond his capabilities, or kind of where are the limits of what Batman's able to actually handle or, save Gotham from? And we've seen before that, something is actually beyond Batman's capabilities, but Gotham and Gotham Girl, they have, more powers, and so maybe they're able to help out. And now we see Gotham kind of hitting that same point of what are his limitations.
Right.
And he's having some stuff here that's kind of beyond his capabilities. And so there was a scene where Gotham's like, I can fix it. I can fix it. And maybe you can't really fix it. And so maybe we're seeing Gotham's limits being explored by Tom King. So I think that's interesting. I think that's a driving question for him in this story arc overall.
Totally. And it reminds me of something I always come back to, which are those Batman Nolan films, and the comics have been really echoing that well, is that Batman's only limitation is himself. And that's why he's an amazing character. This guy could have the powers of Superman, but not be the same person that Superman is or Batman is, and make bad decisions and people die. And that, I like exploring those aspects of it because it's not just, okay, I become a superhero and I do good, there's cool morality issues in there and all sorts of things. And it's cool because it kind of puts a fresh coat of paint on these characters that have been around for so many years. Overall, as we said, when we first started this one, I'm like, he had big shoes to fill following Snyder's run, but it's been pretty good so far.